I am so proud of you once again, my child, because what you have done recently has made me pleased once again. Child, you are about to understand why I'm saying this and what will happen next. So listen carefully, child. I have watched you when no one else was watching. I have seen the decisions that you made in silence when no one applauded, when no one noticed, but I noticed. I have seen how your heart wrestled between what was easy and what was right. And I have seen that you chose what was right even when it cost you comfort, even when it cost you approval. You thought your act was small, but to me it was great. Because in that moment, you aligned yourself with my will. That is why I am pleased. That is why I speak with joy over you now. I want you to understand that nothing you do in love, nothing you do in humility, nothing you do in faith is ever wasted. You sometimes think your prayers vanish into the air, but I gather every word. You sometimes think your tears fall unnoticed, but I collect them as precious jewels. You sometimes think your obedience goes unseen, but I remember every step, every choice, every sacrifice made in faith. My child, you are far more seen, far more known, and far more loved than you could ever imagine. The reason I am telling you this now is because you are standing on the threshold of something new. What is ahead of you is not only the result of your recent choices, but also the fruit of seeds you planted long ago. You thought some of those seeds died, but I have been watering them in hidden places. You thought some prayers were unanswered, but I was storing them in heavenly jars, waiting for the right season. That season is approaching quickly. The moment is drawing near, and what is about to unfold will cause you to see how every delay had purpose, how every trial had meaning, how every waiting season was shaping you. Child, you have walked through dark valleys. You have endured loneliness that felt unbearable. You have carried questions that no one around you could answer. You have felt me close at times, and at other times you wondered if I was even there. But hear me now. I was never absent. I was the whisper of comfort when you wanted to give up. I was the strength that held you together when everything was falling apart. I was the hand that kept you from sinking when the waters rose high. I was the one who carried you when you had no strength left to walk. My presence never departed from you, not for a single moment. Do not doubt, my child, that what you went through was preparing you. I refine those I love, not to break them, but to make them shine brighter. Gold does not complain when it is placed in fire because the fire reveals its purity. Diamonds do not resist pressure because pressure reveals their brilliance. You have been through fire. You have felt the pressure. But what is coming forth is beauty, strength, and glory beyond what you can comprehend. I tell you this so that you do not grow weary now. For what lies ahead of you requires faith, but it also brings joy. The doors that are about to open are not doors you could force by yourself. The blessings that are about to arrive are not things you could manufacture. The opportunities that are about to unfold are things I myself have orchestrated. You will know it is me because it will be beyond what your ability, your resources, your plans could achieve. And when you see it, you will remember my words now. And your heart will overflow with gratitude. Child, I want you to also understand that the reason I bless you is not only for you. I have called you to be a vessel. I have called you to shine as a light in places that are dark. I have called you to carry my love where love is missing. To speak hope where hopelessness reigns, to bring kindness where cruelty is heavy, to carry truth where lies have taken root. The blessings you are about to see are not only for your joy but for your mission. When I elevate you, it is not to make you boast but to make you serve more powerfully. When I provide for you, it is not only to ease your burden but to enable you to ease the burdens of others. Remember this. When abundance comes, your abundance has a purpose. I know the thoughts that sometimes trouble you. You ask yourself if you are enough, if you are capable, if you are worthy. Let me answer you clearly now. You are worthy not because of what you have done, but because of who I am. You are chosen not because you are flawless, but because I am merciful. You are equipped not because you hold all strength, but because I fill your weakness with my strength. Do not measure yourself by your scars, by your failures, by your shortcomings. Measure yourself by my love for you. For my love is eternal and unshakable. Child, I have plans for you that will surprise you. You imagine a small future, but I imagine a greater one. You see yourself as ordinary, but I see you as extraordinary in my hands. You think your story has been full of detours and mistakes, but I tell you, every step is woven into my design. I do not waste pain. I do not waste time. I do not waste seasons. Everything has purpose in my tapestry. You will see threads that once seemed dark forming a design of beauty. And you will say, now I understand. Now I see why. But before you step fully into this next season, I need you to do something important. Guard your heart. Guard it against fear because fear will try to rise when you see doors opening. Guard it against pride because pride will try to whisper when blessings come. Guard it against discouragement because challenges will still appear. Guard it against comparison because I have a unique path for you. Walk closely with me and your heart will remain steady. Listen, my child. I am not only the God who calls you forward. I am the God who walks with you every step. I will not send you into new territory alone. I will go before you to prepare the way. I will walk beside you to guide your steps. I will walk behind you to protect your back. I will surround you with my presence and nothing will be able to overcome you. Do not fear what lies ahead for I am already there. There will be voices around you that try to confuse you. Some will try to tell you that you cannot do what I am calling you to do. Some will question your worthiness. Some will envy and criticize. Do not be swayed by them. My voice is the one that matters. My approval is the one that counts. Keep your ears tuned to me and let my words anchor you. Child, I want you to also know that I delight in you. Not only in what you do, but in who you are. You often strive to please me, but my heart is already full of love for you. You often think you must earn my favor, but my favor rests upon you because you are mine. You are my beloved, and in you I am well pleased. Let this truth sink deep. Nothing can separate you from my love. Not your failures, not your doubts, not your fears, not your weaknesses. My love is constant, unchanging, eternal. Child, listen carefully, for what I am about to reveal is not only for you, but for all who will hear my words. I desire that my children do my will, because only in my will can they find everything they were created to have. I am the one who formed mankind from dust, who breathed into you the breath of life, who placed eternity within your hearts. I designed you with purpose. I wrote your days before one of them came to be and I crafted your soul to be satisfied only in me. That is why my will is not a burden but a path of life. When you walk in my will, you are not merely obeying commands. You are aligning yourself with the very reason you exist. My will is the blueprint for your joy. My will is the fountain of your peace. My will is the path to your fulfillment. When you surrender to my will, you discover freedom. Because freedom is not found in doing whatever pleases the flesh, but in living according to the truth that I have spoken. When you surrender to my will, you discover happiness that does not fade with circumstances because it is rooted in my eternal presence. When you surrender to my will, you discover love that cannot be broken because I myself am love and I dwell with those who walk with me. Child, the reason I desire that you do my will is because I see what you cannot see. I see the snares that lie hidden in the shadows. I see the traps that the enemy sets along the path. I see the counterfeit joys that sparkle for a moment but end in emptiness. I see the lies that promise freedom but lead to chains. My will is not meant to restrict you. It is meant to protect you. It is not meant to take away your joy. It is meant to preserve your joy forever. When I say do not touch what is unclean, it is not because I want to deny you pleasure, but because I want to protect you from poison. When I say love your neighbor as yourself, it is not because I want to make life difficult, but because I know love is the key that unlocks heaven on earth. Every word I have spoken, every command I have given, every path I have laid before you, it all flows from my heart of love. Because I desire for you to live and not die. My child, hear me. Satan has a will, too. His will is to steal, to kill, and to destroy. He does not seek your happiness, though he may disguise his ways as pleasure. He does not seek your freedom, though he may disguise his chains as liberty. He does not seek your life, though he may disguise his poison as nourishment. Everything he desires for you leads only to emptiness, despair, bondage, and death. That is why when you follow his will, even if you seem to gain what you want for a moment, you will lose what matters in the end. Think of it. Satan will whisper to you that hatred feels satisfying, but hatred corrodes your soul and leaves you in torment. He will whisper to you that greed will make you powerful, but greed leaves you empty and enslaved to what you can never keep. He will whisper to you that lust will make you feel alive, but lust drains you of dignity and leaves you unsatisfied. He will whisper to you that revenge will make you strong, but revenge chains you to bitterness that rots from within. Everything he offers is a counterfeit, and those who follow his will achieve only what he desires. Your destruction, your misery, your separation from me. I speak these things because I want you to understand why my will matters. I did not create you to stumble in darkness. I created you to walk in light. I did not design you to be slaves to sin. I designed you to be sons and daughters of glory. I did not shape you to live for fleeting pleasures. I shaped you to live for eternal joy. My will is life. Satan's will is death. There is no middle ground. That is why I call my children to choose life, to choose blessing, to choose truth. My child, you often look around and wonder why some who do evil seem to prosper. Do not be deceived. Their prosperity is temporary. Their pleasures are fleeting. Their gains are an illusion. They may build castles of sand, but when the tide comes in, nothing will remain. Those who follow Satan's will may taste success for a season, but it will vanish like smoke. Those who follow my will may endure hardship for a season, but in the end, they will shine like the sun in my kingdom forever. Do not envy those who walk in wickedness, for their reward is emptiness. Walk in my will, and your reward is everlasting. I want you to also understand that my will is not meant to be mysterious to you. I reveal it plainly. Love me with all your heart. Love your neighbor as yourself. Walk humbly. Act justly. Show mercy. Keep faith. Live in truth. Resist evil. Cling to what is good. My spirit within you whispers and guides you. My word before you lights your path. You are not left without direction. Every time you choose to forgive, you are doing my will. Every time you choose to show kindness, you are doing my will. Every time you pray in faith, you are doing my will. Every time you turn away from sin, you are doing my will. Every time you lift your voice in praise, you are doing my will. These small choices build a life that reflects heaven on earth. But let me speak of joy, child, for joy is what I desire for you. True joy is not found in possessions, in achievements, in applause. True joy is found in knowing me, in walking with me, in living in harmony with my purpose for you. When you do my will, you align yourself with my heart. And in that alignment is peace beyond understanding. It is peace that holds you even when storms rage. It is joy that sings even when tears fall. It is hope that shines even when darkness surrounds. This is what Satan cannot give you. This is what the world cannot manufacture. This is what only I, your Creator and Father, can provide. Child, remember this. You were created for relationship. My will is not about rules without love. My will is about drawing you close to me so that you may know me. And in knowing me, you may know yourself. Outside of my will, you lose yourself. Inside of my will, you discover who you truly are. You were made in my image. And only when you reflect that image through obedience, love, and truth, do you feel whole. That is why those who chase every desire apart from me feel empty in the end. They are running from themselves as much as from me. The enemy will always try to twist my will into something heavy. He will say, God is keeping something from you. He will say, God is making life harder for you. He will say, God's ways are old and unnecessary. But I tell you, my will is not heavy. It is light. My ways are not outdated, they are eternal. My commands are not chains, they are keys. The enemy lies because lying is his nature. But I speak truth because truth is who I am. When you walk in my will, you walk in truth and truth sets you free. You may ask, Father, why is it that some who follow your will still face trials and hardships? And I answer, because trials refine, not destroy. Because suffering in my hands produces endurance, character, and hope. Because even when you walk through the fire, I am with you and I bring you out without being burned. Because even when you face storms, I am in the boat and I calm the seas. Because even when the world presses against you, my spirit within you makes you more than a conqueror. Do not mistake hardship for abandonment. Hardship is not the absence of my will. Sometimes it is the path of my will because through it I bring forth greater glory. Child, I want you to imagine for a moment what life would be if all my children did my will. Imagine a world where love replaces hate, where forgiveness heals wounds, where truth destroys lies, where kindness ends cruelty, where peace reigns instead of war. That is my desire. That is why I ask my children to do my will. Not just for their individual joy, but for the healing of nations, for the restoration of creation, for the unveiling of my kingdom on earth. When you choose my will, you are not only shaping your own life, you are shaping the lives around you. And together you become a testimony of heaven's reality. But child, also imagine the opposite. Imagine a world where all followed the will of Satan. That world would be filled with greed, hatred, violence, betrayal, despair. It would be a world where no love exists, where no truth remains, where no hope is found. Look around you and you already see glimpses of this wherever people reject my will. That is why I call my children to rise, to shine, to walk in my ways, to be light in darkness, salt in decay, hope in despair. The contrast is clear. My will brings life. Satan's will brings death. And now I say to you, child, the choice is always before my children. Every day, every moment, they must choose. Will they walk in my will or will they surrender to the enemies? Will they embrace truth or will they believe lies? Will they live for love or will they give in to hatred? Will they choose blessing or will they settle for curse? I do not force my children, for love cannot be forced. I call, I guide, I speak, I lead, but each must choose. And those who choose me will never regret it. For though the path may be narrow, it leads to life eternal. My heart aches for those who reject my will, not because I desire to punish, but because I know what they are choosing. They are choosing emptiness instead of fullness, ashes instead of beauty, chains instead of freedom, death instead of life. I grieve because I love every soul I have made. That is why I sent my Son to open the way back to me, to show the depth of my love, to rescue all who are willing. My will is made perfect in him. And when you follow him, you walk in my will. Child, remember this above all. Doing my will is not about perfection in your strength. It is about surrender. It is about trust. It is about walking hand in hand with me. Knowing I am faithful even when you stumble. I know your weakness, but my strength is made perfect in weakness. I know your flaws, but my grace covers them. I know your struggles, but my Spirit empowers you. Do not fear that you will fail. Simply stay close to me and I will lead you. So hear me once more. I desire my children to do my will because it is the only way they can achieve everything they long for, because everything they long for is ultimately found in me. Happiness apart from me is an illusion. Success apart from me is hollow. Life apart from me is death. But in me is fullness of joy, eternal riches, everlasting life. This is why I call you. This is why I plead with you. This is why I rejoice when you obey. Because I know what is best for you and my will is always for your good. Amen. Thanks for watching God's Helps. Subscribe for daily divine messages. Click on the bell icon. Don't miss out daily God's message.